a bunch of you on live stream today, our first live stream. I think it's a look inside prison systems medical, I guess, what's available when you're sick, and it's pretty intense. So strap in. Let's go.
Everyone, the committee of parole is called to order. Today is November 30th, 2022. Time is 8:31 a.m. The committee on parole is meeting at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. With the staff at headquarters, please introduce yourself.
I'm not home. Whitney Trust.
John Motion, Gary Young,
Children.
Francis Abbott.
The panel this morning is composed of, to my left is Chairman Cheryl Renaza. To my right is Board Member Bonnie Jackson. My name is Alvin Roche, and I will serve as chairman of this panel. The remote location today is are we at Dixon?
Yeah.
Are we at the villa in West Louisiana Parish with the staff at the Villa Medical Center? Please introduce yourself.
It's Officer Campo, probation and parole here with Lionel Williams.
Thank you, Officer Campo. Mr. Williams, would you please introduce yourself? And if you can give us your DOC number, that would be great.
Lionel Williams, 589962.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. You're here today for a medical parole, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling fine right now.
I see that you're doing much better.
Yeah, I had been in and out the hospital.
Mr. Williams, I'm gonna explain the process to you. I'm gonna read some information into the record. And once the information is in the record, we'll conduct a parole interview with you, okay?
Okay.
The offender is Lionel Williams. He's a first felony offender. His parole date is 7/21/2026. His adjusted good time date is March 9th, 2026. His full term date is April 22nd, 2030. His offenses are aggravated battery and aggravated burglary. Is all this information correct?
Yes,
Is it correct?
yes.
Okay. Your case has been assigned to Chairman Renaza. Would you please answer Mrs. Renaza's question?
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning.
Glad to see you seem to be doing better.
If I can start walking again.
Yeah. Well, we were informed that you were given a compassionate release by the secretary from DCI in September this year. And I do note in your record that you've been in and out of the hospital since 2015. You did qualify for medical parole, so I don't have any particular questions. I think the plan is for you to remain there at Villa on the medical parole situation. You have a good time date in 2026. So do you have any problems with that?
Yeah, because they're not really doing what they're supposed to do. And I would think my mother would be better off taking care of me because she knows.
Today? Is
Huh?
she's joined us today?
Yeah, she gonna be here in a few minutes. She was right down, she was trying to get in.
So is she on the grounds, you think?
Yes, ma'am.
She's trying to get back to you wherever you are?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, the social worker is currently walking her back here.
Okay, good. All right, thank you, Mr. Campbell. We appreciate it. I don't have any other questions. I'll defer to Mr. Chairman if he has good questions.
Mr. Williams, tell us exactly why you think the villa is not equipped care for you.
Cause one thing, D's shorthanded and what I need to be done, cause I have a wound on my butt and it's kind of bad. And when I need changing right then and there. And they are not coming at this time. It might be almost like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour before I can get any service. So
All right, his mother is now present.
Okay. Can you scoot over a little bit closer to your son so we can see you? Or stand behind him? There you go.
Good morning, good morning.
All right. Glad you were able to make it. We were
Yes,
just
sorry.
him about his services. He claims he's not getting the service he feels he needs there at that facility.
Yes, ma'am. I done had to call several times about the care here. I have good relationship with Mr. Brandon, who is his case manager. But the thing is, what's going on with Lionel, as you know, Lionel been a diabetic since he was 7 years old. Okay. As he got older, he's a brittle diabetic. Okay. And now with this happening of him going to prison with his diabetes, it just got out of control. Now it's to the point to where Lionel has a wound on his butt. I'm gonna say like this, half of his butt is gone, okay? And they done did surgery about 5 times. And I'm like, they can't do surgery anymore. But they have to keep going in to scrape the wound because they say that infection is in the wound. Now infection is in the bone on the spine. This was called, so now he's paralyzed. He won't be able to walk anymore. But I'm praying that changes, and it's a possibility that it can change. So I don't know, but they're not keeping it clean. He done had to get a colostomy bag, okay? That's to keep the feces from going into the wound, and then so that wound can heal. Now that done took place, they done took the wound back off. I got to find out why that is off, because that's supposed to help it heal. But I haven't seen it. The last, I can show you pictures of it, but y'all probably wouldn't want to see it. But the thing is that wound is too big. You can put 2 fists inside of it, okay? I know if I bring him home, I can take care of it. The left foot, he still has his left leg, but the heel of that foot, it's black. I wouldn't be surprised they tell me they have to amputate that. And I hope they don't, but they're saying they're gonna let that heal on its own. So now he's dealing with a lot. He done lost the hearing in his left ear. He cannot hear well in that. He cannot hear it really at all. You have to talk a little bit louder for him to actually hear you, or he'd be close up on you. As you know, he go to dialysis 3 times a week. And he is in renal kidney failure. This is the reason for the dialysis, okay? So, then they took the shunt out of the arm and they replaced it. So now he has the catheter in his neck. This is what they do dialysis through. We don't know how long that is, and that can cause another infection if it stays in there too long. So it's a lot, okay, and that I have to deal to work with. But it's just that he's not getting the proper care.
Do you work?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So how will you care for him if you work full time?
If I work, just because I work full time and I can't care for him, it's not no problem, because I will have a sitter the morning that when I go to work, and I'll make sure that whatever has to be done, it will be done. And when I'm home, I work from like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, whatever time I decide to go in, and I get off like 5 o'clock in the evening. But I can leave anytime I want because I am a director, manager, supervisor. So I can leave whenever I want, and I'm not far from from where I live at, where I work at. I mean, I'm maybe 15 minutes away if I have to hurry up and get home. So it wouldn't be no problem. And I don't work on weekends.
Is there Mr. Campo, is the social worker still there with y'all?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Mr. Brandon Branch is here.
Mr. Branch?
Good morning.
I don't know, I know you're the case manager, social worker, but we'd like to really speak to someone about his health issues. Can you
Okay,
do-
so you want to speak with a nurse?
Yes,
Okay, give me a moment. I can go get one of the union nurses.
that'd be great, thank you.
Ms. Williams,
Miss Pinckney, yes, sir.
Pinckney, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Do you have the equipment to care for your son at your home?
But whatever equipment I have to get, it won't be no problem of getting it.
Because
Yes,
you
sir.
have
No,
a special bed and a
Right.
lot of other equipment that you don't have at your house right now.
no, I haven't got the equipment anything set up. I have to call for that, get that done. It wouldn't be no problem with doing that. And then, a social worker, when I did talk to him, he said it's a lot of stuff, they will help me. They'll make sure what stuff I need to have in the home, they will get it in there. And I have I'm in the medical field, sir. Okay. And I've been in it for 37 plus years. All right. So it's no problem with me getting anything that I need.
Okay. I just want to make sure, Ms. Pinckney. I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got you. Yes, sir. I will, but my plan is to make sure everything that I need, I will have it. I definitely will have it. Yes, sir. How you doing, Mr. Campbell? Nice meeting you. What's all this? Oh, they don't went on.
Officer Campbell,
Yes, sir.
are you his direct parole officer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you have any input into this situation?
I've only, he was assigned to me late September. So I've only seen him twice now. So
Okay.
I'm not super familiar with, all of the different medical issues that he may have. He's not been any issue for me, very, very, very polite and, not really a problem.
Thank you, sir.
While we're waiting on the nurse, I want to just enter into the record that there is opposition to a medical parole for Mr. Williams. There's opposition comes from the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, the Baton Rouge City Police, and from the victim in the aggravated battery.
Excuse me, where's your place of residence?
I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 9654 Mesa Verde Avenue.
What's that zip code?
70814.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh, the panel has had a discussion and we're ready to proceed. So, Ms. Renata?
Yes, and I appreciate that they were trying to go get the nurse, but I think after our discussion with Ms. Pitney, and amongst ourselves, we're ready to proceed. We don't need that additional information. My vote today will be to grant the medical parole to the address at 9654 Mesa Verde Avenue in Baton Rouge to the care of his mother. Did you get that? Ms. Pitney?
I'm trying to listen to you. All right, say
Well,
it.
My vote, I'm just one vote. My vote would be to grant the medical parole to the address at 9654 Mesa Verde Avenue in Baton Rouge to the care of you.
Thank you.
Ms. Jackson?
I agree. Nobody will take care of him like his mom.
That's right. That's right.
Mr. Williams, you have received 2 votes for a medical parole at the address of your mother in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I too agree with my colleagues, and I vote to throw you on a medical parole to your mother's home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is the decision of the panel. You will get some paperwork in a few minutes. You'll have to sign that paperwork, and everything else will be taken care of. This concludes our hearing at the Villa Medical Center in West Louisiana Parish. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Well, to quote Miss Jackson, no one will take care of you as well as your mom, and that is a super mom, if you ask me. It's just terrible to hear how he was being treated or almost not treated. And I mean, I've heard this from other people that say you don't want to break a bone in prison. You don't want to have any issues because you're just not going to get proper medical help. And in this case, he's really dying. His body is just breaking apart. I mean, it's hard to even remember the list of problems he's having, but his kidneys are failing. One of his legs seemed to be gangrenous, completely black. He has a catheter in his neck. He's half paralyzed. And then, the doctor that came in said, well, I got him late. What did he say? Late September? He saw him twice. We're in December. And he couldn't even tell you what was wrong with him. So is it when your own doctor is called in and they're like, I don't know. And you would think that you would remember, like, this is a pretty bad case, but is everyone a bad case? And his answers were like, oh, he hasn't been a problem. It's like, you really do lose. That's the words. He hasn't been a problem. Here it is, like this young kid that is just being like just deteriorating. Like I get that people are in prison and have messed up, but it doesn't mean that they're human. Like you still need to treat people with a sense of humanity and compassion, and I know it's easy to vent about it or yell about it, and it's a very difficult problem, and I don't know how these things are fixed, but it's a problem nonetheless. But it's nice that he'll be home with his mother. And then another just a thought. It's like how did someone like that end up going down the wrong road? He seems to have just a really great mom, and I guess it's just to show it's if you have the wrong friends and you make some bad choices, it can happen real quick, regardless of how you're brought up. Love to hear your comments below.